I'm sorry, I'm playing. I should be talking. Next, we're going to explore something really pretty cool, and that is this crazy little lever, which apparently I've not necessarily, I think it's called the slider, but it's kind of special. It's very strange. It has resistance in both directions. It doesn't really have like a detente in the center. It's just that you push it in one direction or the other, but you can, certainly slide it the entire length, but there are two different things in there. That is a really stellar description, Mark. Awesome. Two different things in there. You'll understand when you play with it. I don't know how to describe it. However, it's kind of weird, but it is fun to control. And since it's not a wheel, it actually gives you, in some ways, a little more control than a wheel would. And in some ways, yeah, it's very unique. Anyway, because it is a modulation source, I wanted to focus on it individually because it can play a major role in timbral changes in a lot of different ways. So I wanted to show them to you. Okay, first, let's go into the edit section and click edit mode. We'll go into program edit and we'll choose, I think it's the second button, slider assign. So slider assign is normally, I think, to a default set to pitch bend. If you press the button again, you can decide what that bend will be. And press it again, and you can decide what the negative one is. It's set to 2, the other one's set to 12, so you can do things like going up to 12, an octave, and down to, which you just heard me doing. And that's pretty fun. You have the ability to decide how much it goes up and how much it goes down. But that's only the very beginning. Let's go back. Pitch bend. What's the next one? VCO1's pitch. Let's go up a little bit here. So you can play with that, VCO1's pitch being modulated an octave. That makes a neat sound, especially if you got something like sync going on. Now VCO2 is enslaved to VCO1, so what happens when we press the pitch up? It affects both the way that VCO2 is being synced and the pitch of VCO1. If we take out VCO1, we can only hear VCO2. You're getting pitch 2. That's really interesting sound, though. How fun. Okay, so you can see already we're just again expanding our abilities here. VCO1 shape. Yeah, let's turn that. Let's listen to just VCO1. Let's turn off the LFO. So you can actually turn the shape knob with this slider instead of turning the shape knob. Get different effects. And then with the modulation of the shape going on, well, you can get even different effects. So that's really cool. Okay. VCO2's pitch, which becomes important when we have sync on. So let's hear what's going on with that. So if you don't want to have the EG doing the same modulation over and over again, like the sort of traditional sync sound, you can define what it does. Really cool sounds. VCO2's shape. What happens when we have this on sync? Yeah, since you are changing the waveform of VCO2, it's still going to have an effect, even though it's enslaved to the restart of VCO1's wavelength. If you didn't have it on sync, you could still have fun. You can hear me getting to the 0% or 100% duty cycle there on the square wave. So you're basically adding your own pulse width modulation in that setting. I turned up the cross mod depth, and all of a sudden VCO2, the manipulation of its shape, has a unique timbre. Cool. But yeah, all of these things, the more you use them in tandem, in combination with different effects, the the possibilities are just ridiculous. Cross mod depth. So you have the ability to add cross mod as a momentary modulation. That's kind of cool. VCO pitch, VCO2 pitch, EG, this thing there. So you basically have the ability to initiate turning this knob with the slider. So how you have this set is going to make a difference. Let's set it in an interesting way. And then we'll turn this off, or to 0, or thereabouts. And then if you have the sync on, of course, you're going to get a different effect. That's really cool. VCO1's level. So anytime you want to have VCO1 drop out or come in, VCO2's level, same deal. That's fun. Noise level. So you can have like the surf coming in as you're playing a particular sound. No, I'm not making fun, but that is funny. Anyway, the filter cutoff, of course. right. Resonance, you can start with 0 and go and add resonance. So that's useful. Filter envelope. That's being affected by the velocity that I have on. That's kind of a neat effect. Amp EG attack. So if you're playing something that you want that you need to have both fast attacks and really slow attacks within the same sound. That's pretty cool. And the same with the decay. Let's turn the sustain down so we can hear this. That's pretty awesome. And the sustain. And release, of course. All beautiful effects to have happening. And then we go through the same thing with this attack. And the decay of the, we'll call it the filter envelope generator. And the sustain. And release. You can imagine how all of these can make an effect when the sequencer is going. And you could be just moving through them like I am while the sequencer is going, which we'll talk about when we have the sequencer going. LFO rate. So you can control the rate of the LFO using the lever. How much the LFO is on. So you can get your standard LFO effect while you're playing, basically acting like a normal mod wheel there for a second. The high pass frequency cutoff, which is used with the delay, which we haven't really talked about. Which allows you essentially to high pass filter the output of the delay in this particular setting. So you can make it relatively quiet. Take the bass out of it. Make it go completely away. The delay time, which is one of my favorites. Total madness. Feedback. A lot of fun there. And portamento, whether a portamento is occurring. Let's turn the effect off. And voice mode depth. So if we're in like poly, like we are right now, we can do that thing where we get inversions. So you can do that with any of the voice mode effects in their individual things, like the we're in this right now. So anyway, you can get any of the effects that we explored that occur with the voice mode depth. Which is a lot of fun. And that is it. And I feel silly saying that is it when there are just so many possibilities there. That's amazing. But yeah, so this little lever, as modest as it seems, can control a huge amount of things that have really interesting timbral effects in regard to the patch that you've created.